From my mask.
Hello.
Howdy.
Yeah, put that on.
I've
I know.
taken a sip.
It's okay. It's okay. We're back.
Yeah, what's up? It's
Yeah.
been a couple weeks.
Couple weeks,
Yeah.
and a lot has happened actually.
What has happened? I have lost all sense of space and time over the last 5 days.
Well, so I guess I'll start with you. I'll let you describe your 5 days first, because you've had a quite stressful past week or so.
One of my professors decided it was a great idea to let me know that we had an 8-page paper due on Monday on the Friday before, and it was at night too. It was at like 8 p.m. that he emailed us, and I had no idea, and I don't think anyone else had any idea. So I spent Friday, Saturday was Halloween weekend, so I had fun.
Great time.
Yes, very good time. Sunday into Monday, I had entirely way too much caffeine and wrote a paper. Yes, I don't recommend it to anyone. I was telling Danny that in the way here.
I'd like you to tell the audience what you had.
I had 2 cups of coffee and 2 Red Bulls in 24 hours, and then in the next 24 hours, I had another cup of coffee and 2 more Red Bulls.
So he was jumping off the walls.
Yeah, no, I was literally like sitting in bed vibrating. Just, yeah. It was horrendous. Don't recommend it to anyone. And then on, Monday, I didn't go to class because I was writing paper and vibrating. Tuesday, I had a nice, fun little group presentation.
Which went well.
It did go surprisingly well. I was not expecting it to go well at all, and neither was anyone in my group. But our professor liked it, and that's all that matters.
There you go. That's all you can ask for. And now we are, I guess yesterday was kind of like the last day for you.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday wasn't that bad. It was mostly just go to class, and then I had to do a little more group work because that's what my major is pretty much. Shout out management. Yeah, I mean, it was just been stressful, but we're through it.
We're here today.
Today was supposed to be my day to do nothing, and Danny shoots me a text, and he goes, "You ready for the show today?" And I'm like, man.
Well, at least this is, I guess this is what you call rather enjoyable.
Yeah, no, it's definitely on the more enjoyable end of the spectrum.
Yes. And speaking of enjoyment, so I think we went over this before. We're both big Jet fans.
Yes. Oh,
and
big time.
This Sunday was enjoyable. Mike
White, Hall of Famer, baby.
Yes, his jersey is in the Hall of Fame as we speak.
Oh, it's so spectacular. I love it. I was telling you, I don't think Jets fans have been this happy in a good 10 years.
It's been quite some time. The last time I was this happy was or I guess that's my eye, but now I'm crying from Mike White.
But, every time I look at his picture, I'm just.
Yeah. And he got the MVP as well.
Oh, the only other MVP that counts.
Yes.
There's only 2. Mitch, Mike White.
Yes, and his teammates like sprayed him with like the silly string.
The silly string, and he was not having fun with that part.
I wish they slimed him. That would have been so funny if they slimed him.
He chased him with the slime.
Yeah, he did chase him with the slime.
Got close.
He's got wheels. Nah.
Yeah.
But that was very fun. The Jets actually won a game too to top it all off of a great performance.
Thanks to Mike Brady. White.
Yes, and we see him again tonight.
Yeah.
Thursday Night Football.
I genuinely forgot about that.
Yeah.
Wow, it's Thursday.
Oh
man. Yeah.
on the road against Indy.
You know what? Do you think Mike Brady does it again?
I hope he does.
I really hope he does. That would be amazing. Now, if Mike White plays well, and he continues to play well,
what do we do with Zach?
I
mean, we got to give him the benefit of the doubt, because the thing too, you probably realized this.
Was it LaFleur in the booth?
LaFleur in the blue.
Yeah.
LaFleur in the blue.
LaFleur in the booth.
LaFleur in the booth is a different animal and the same beast.
I can't finish that quote.
Yeah. What does that mean, Kobe?
Yeah. I can't bring myself to say it, censoring myself, because that's too legendary. But yeah, I mean, that's a bit of a sticky situation. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna root for Mike White to play bad, obviously, because even though I want to see Zach Wilson play, I feel like this would be better. I mean, obviously we got to see how he plays tonight, but
I feel like what is going to happen is if he plays really great again today, and they'll sit Zach for like 1 to 2 more weeks, and then Zach will come back, and he'll have like 1 to 2 tryout games. And if he's not doing it, I don't care how highly we drafted him, we throw Mike White back in.
Well, I mean, I'm talking about for next season.
Oh, just next season in draft. Well, I mean,
well, that's what I mean. Like, obviously, this season, if he plays well again, I'd say ride out the season with Mike White. And
you have to give Zach his games when he comes back. But if he's playing poorly, I wouldn't hesitate.
Yeah,
because that not only would motivate Zach to play better, but it would also give us the best shot of winning.
It would,
because we throw Mike White back in.
Yeah,
and as we all know, he
wins
the
games.
new Tom Brady. So I'm so excited.
Yeah, he's only on a 1-year deal, right, with us?
I actually have no idea what his contract is.
I'd assume it's a 1 year, but next year he's gonna be making money next year.
Yeah,
he'll be making some sort of whether it's for us or like, I don't know if it'll be a multi-year deal, but like whether it's for us or for some other organization that needs a good quarterback, a good backup quarterback or a starter at that too.
My money's on, we'll bring him back.
I hope we do. I mean,
if his contract's up.
If his contract's up, we'll bring him. I'd love to bring him back. I mean, he's already won over every Jet fan ever.
Oh yeah, everyone loves him.
Like
no one has been like, oh yeah, I hate that Mike White guy.
Yeah, exactly. Because how could you? Like he was like this whole journey too. Like he was like a practice squad quarterback, then like not. Sorry.
Well, wasn't he drafted? Oh, you had to drop the seat down.
Well, I did drop it a little bit, but I dropped it too much. So
I can't. Yeah, I can't sit down that low. I was talking to Danny when we got in here because I went to sit down and I didn't realize how low my seat was. I almost fell because whoever was in here before us, it was like a low rider. It was as close to the ground as humanly possible. I was basically sitting with my knees up like I was giving birth. Just not a good look all around.
There it gets like caught. Yeah, it gets like caught. Like it's not like swift and like easy to move. Like it gets like stuck and you just go all the way down. So I had to like reset it a couple times. Now I'm at a good height.
All my chairs that I've ever had that are this fashion, I keep them at the highest setting, and I'm not even a very big person, so.
I don't know. I like to be lower to the ground. I don't know.
No, I like
afraid of heights.
I like to be high and mighty. Makes me feel strong. God.
I mean, I don't know, but I guess back to Mike White. Sorry for my interruption of poor chair management per se.
I mean, that's how this goes. It's whatever comes to mind, dude.
I hope he plays well. I mean, next week we'd be having an maybe next week he comes out, throws 10 interceptions. We could have a completely different conversation.
Week 10 is Buffalo,
right? Yeah, I'll be. That's enough. I'm gonna be at the game.
Yeah,
I'll be at the game.
Danny will be at the game. And where are you sitting at the game?
I will be sitting with first shout out to the Sweeney's, Tommy Sweeney's family, Bills tight end. I'll be sitting with the Bills family section.
And what are you gonna do?
I'm going to be having a good time with family and friends.
And what else are you gonna do?
I will.
Because if you don't, we're gonna disown you as Jets fans.
I will probably wear a Jets jersey.
Yes, he will.
So that'll be interesting.
And what do you do when Mike White throws 6 touchdowns against his son?
What if they're nice people? Come on. I say Mike White's a better quarterback than your son.
I will take a game ball, wipe my butt with it, and throw it at them.
No, I can't do that.
They're the enemy. That's all it is.
I mean, they're from my town.
Okay. There's a lot of people from my town that I don't like.
I mean, but he's a nice guy.
Okay.
Their family's also like quite tall too.
Well, yeah, no, duh. He's an NFL tight end.
Like I forget how tall. I know his dad's like 6'8", and I'm just like, my goodness, you are huge. You are very tall.
How tall is Tommy?
I think he's like 6'6", maybe. I've actually never met Tommy. I've only met the parents because I was hey George passed by.
Oh, George.
Let me see. Google please work.
All right, I'm gonna fill the dead air.
We got it. He's 6'5".
He's 6'5"?
6'5".
Oh, so he's the runt.
Yeah. I mean, quite the family to be the runt in.
Yeah.
But it's crazy too is that he didn't play football until like high school, or like I think because he went to a high school to play basketball.
Which makes sense.
And then they said, and he was good at basketball. He was really good, but he switched to football. So he did both, and then he went to college football.
Yeah.
Boston College.
Well, it's clearly worked out. He's in the NFL.
Yeah.
I mean, albeit he's not that good and on the Bills, but
I mean, he's doing solid. He just happens to have Dawson Knox in front of him.
Well, I don't know. Maybe if he was better and not on the enemy team, I'd root for him. But he stinks.
Wow.
He stinks, and he's on the Bills.
Wow.
Danny doesn't. He's not very good at rooting against things or people.
Well,
So
yeah, I don't hate many things. Like, I don't like the Red Sox, but I like all their players because most of their players.
See, this is what I mean.
They hate the team.
No,
not the
you
player.
need to bring the hate.
Like,
If you don't hate the enemy, you'll never win. You'll never be driven.
But I didn't hate the enemy in 2012 when the Heat won the finals. I didn't hate the Thunder. Nothing against them. Spurs, same thing. Didn't hate them.
Well, I'm sure that Heat team despised all those people.
No, they actually shook hands and hugged after.
Well, yeah, that's what everyone does after a game. Before the game, it's like after a UFC fight, dude.
They don't hate each other. Like, what's it called? Robert Whitaker and Darren Till fought. Like they were like laughing the whole time. Like Kevin Holland too.
But is that not rare?
I'm not saying it's common, but
yeah.
I mean it happens. Like you don't. My point is that you don't have to hate the enemy per se. You just have to like.
Nah, see,
you gotta just like want to win.
I was taught different. You gotta think like they just stole something from you. That was what we were taught in football, dude.
Think that they just stole something.
That they just stole something from your house, and you gotta get them.
I mean, there's always the classic when you're playing baseball. Picture in as the ball, or whoever you think is the ball, and then just hit it as hard, swing as hard as you can.
Yeah, and probably works for most people.
Did not work for me. I was terrible at baseball.
Yeah, I was also terrible at baseball.
Could not hit.
To get off the topic of, I mean, we can go on the topic of baseball, then off the topic of baseball.
The Atlanta sports curse.
Yeah,
it's
the Atlanta sports curse is over. The Braves won the World Series.
I never thought I'd see the day.
Yeah, they successfully did not blow a 3-1 lead for once.
And it looked like they were going to.
Oh, it definitely did look like they were
not in Game 6. In Game 6, they just dominated.
Yeah,
but
they won.
After Game 5, it looked like it.
Yeah, definitely worried. But I don't know. I'm not going to talk further on the subject because I hate both teams.
Well, yes. I mean, you're
as a Met fan. But I mean, if you would like to go on, I didn't even watch.
Actually, you have to like Freddie Freeman.
Well, I love Freddie Freeman. Everyone loves Freddie Freeman. It's entirely different. Eddie Rosario, he's inching closer to that.
Well, yeah, because he was like traded at the deadline.
Yeah,
or whatever. He's throwing like a bag of chips.
I do like him a little bit. I love Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman's an awesome guy.
Frederick!
Did you see the thing of him on Halloween?
There
was a little kid that was like wearing a Freddie Freeman like outfit, like costume, but like it was like just a jersey and a hat. And Freddie Freeman ran into him, and he goes up to the kid, and he's like, "Hey, I have that jersey." And the kid's like, And he goes, "Hey, you want a picture?" And the kid just goes, "Who are you?" He's like, "Oh, I'm Freddie Freeman."
Such a nice guy.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to see how he was 12 years in the MLB, stayed on the same team. Now he's got a championship and possibly his last game ever as a Brave.
Yeah.
Which he will probably leave.
If only the Mets needed a first baseman, I would totally love getting him, but sadly we don't.
I mean, people want Rizzo back, and we're kind of targeting a shortstop, which I hope is not Correa.
I think you're gonna get Correa.
I think so too.
Knowing the Yankees, you guys are gonna get Correa.
I don't think we're good. I wouldn't want Correa. I mean, I'm not gonna be mad if we get Correa because it's Carlos. Even despite everything, he's still a really good baseball player.
I mean, he's a not good person, but
I mean, he's a good player. Like I mean, if you're good at baseball, then like, with obviously there's exceptions. Like if you're doing like heinous actions like outside of cheating.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that. Like I hate Domingo Germán. Domingo Germán can kick rocks and stuff like that. But I'd be okay. Like I wouldn't root for him. I wouldn't know how I'd feel actually, because it's just like a weird like. I wonder how. I guess this would be like kind of the feelings that Blue Jays fans felt when they got Springer.
Yeah.
Like I don't like. How would you feel? How would you feel in that situation? Like obviously you have Lindor for the next like 10 years at least.
Well,
how would you feel if they signed, let's say Altuve is a free agent and he went to the Mets? How would you feel?
I despise him. But you know me, when we got Javi Baez.
Javi Baez didn't cheat.
Yeah, but I hate Javi Baez.
Well, I know you do. But, like...
Javi Baez did significantly less than Jose Altuve did.
So you, but you
and
would,
I hate Javi Baez.
But you wouldn't hate you would hate the signing.
I would hate every second of it. I hated the Baez trade for about 2 weeks, and I'm still not happy about it, but I don't hate it as much now.
Well, he had the ultimate redemption arc too after the whole thing, after his whole situation.
Yeah, I mean,
where he stole he the base right, went home first to third or first to home one. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Also, shout out Francisco Lindor for beating the Yankees after their slimy cheating incident.
Hey, as John Boy said, it doesn't. I'm not gonna say anything, but it definitely looks like there's something there.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna incriminate them.
Yeah, but come on. That basically means they did it, but I'm not gonna egg this on any further.
I mean, there's nothing proven.
Oh my god.
Innocent. It's just like the government isn't proven guilty.
Disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. And that's why you will sign someone like Carlos Correa.
I mean, I'm not going to be surprised. They said we need a shortstop, and we're probably just going to throw like a blank check at Correa. With that said, I don't know if Correa would go there. I would if it was me.
Well, when I asked you who hits the most home runs, was it Correa?
You didn't ask me this. I think you asked Jacob.
Was it Jacob?
Jacob had the
most,
Jacob was there. I don't remember. I don't have the stats top of my head. All I said was that if I had to pick one of the shortstop, I mean, we're probably gonna. I mean, the Yankee shortstop, and based on your terminology, would probably be Trevor Story. I don't want Trevor Story because it's not what we need. But if I had to pick one of the shortstops that are going to be free agents, I'd pick Corey Seager.
Yeah, no, that's what I was gonna say.
Corey Seager's like nice guy, and he's pretty good. He just can't stay on the field.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't mind Corey Seager. I'd be cool with that.
I mean, you guys also have a long history of being injured.
This is Aaron Judge's this was Aaron Judge's first I guess fully healthy season since his runner up through the MVP season.
Yeah.
So Stan was healthy too, but Stan was a dog this year too. He's a beast.
Oh, he was real good, especially when they put him back in the field.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys are definitely going to go with Correa then, because you guys and injuries don't get along.
Correa stays on the field.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's a piece of garbage, but he plays.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the way I look at it is this. I mean, we got a shortstop, which is what they said they were going to do.
Yeah. So,
I'm not going to judge the short. I mean, because I was pretty upset. Well, actually, what are they going to do with DJ LeMahieu then? I don't know, because they already said Torres is going to. They said they're moving Torres to second.
Yeah.
You're gonna have Urshela at third, and then obviously
you just keep him as a utility guy like we do at VR.
Unless you're completely cool with moving on from both Rizzo and Luke Voit.
I'm so cool with moving on from Luke Voit.
Rizzo. I don't know how good he was for us. I didn't pay attention that much, but Rizzo is just again very likable.
Yeah.
So I'd be upset to see him go or see his playing time get diminished. It's just because they want to run LeMahieu at first. But
my only beef with Voit is he couldn't stay on the field.
What's up?
So my only beef with Voit is he couldn't stay on the field.
Yeah. So. And then he got mad that they traded for Rizzo, but he wasn't producing. But then both of them started hitting well. So it worked. But I don't know. They gotta figure out a lot of stuff. They'll be good enough next year, but they're not gonna win.
Yeah.
That seems to be the trend.
I haven't paid much attention to the Mets spear of things, especially as of late. But Mr. Castellanos
opted out.
Yeah, I know you saw that. He opted out. That would be a spectacular Mets pickup.
Who is your third baseman right now?
Third baseman, he plays outfield.
For whatever reason, so in fantasy baseball, you had him years ago.
Mm-hmm.
He was picked up in the league I was in, and they had him at third base, second base, or whatever.
Well, there's 2 other Castellanos, I think.
I don't know, but he's in the outfield. So who's your outfield then?
Our outfield is Brandon Nimmo, Michael Conforto if
Conforto is a free agent.
Yeah, if he comes back, and Dom Smith.
I thought Dom Smith was solid
as an outfielder.
As a hitter.
The point is he's not an outfielder.
Oh yeah, he's a first baseman.
Yeah. So we would have a competent fielder, and he was also the best bat in baseball. for quite some
He
time.
was a tank.
So
But
it would be a great signing. I don't know if it would ever happen. Hopefully, Uncle Stevie can open up the blank checkbook.
I mean, he opened up one blank check already.
Yeah, but he can open up as many as he wants. The dude's multi.
That's true. They need to have a salary cap in baseball, but it's never gonna happen.
I mean, half the Yankees' success came from there not being a salary cap in baseball.
I know.
So.
That's my point.
Yeah.
I don't like this. I don't like.
What, do you want to lose more?
I don't like the big market. Like, even though I support mainly big market teams, I love seeing the smaller market teams win. I love seeing, because it's such a, like, for example, completely different sport. Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah.
Small market team, and like everyone pinned him going to a different team, and then he stayed, signed an extension. And everyone's like, "What are you doing? You're not going to win." Then he won.
Yeah.
It was too small. It was Phoenix, which is that's a next week thing when more comes out. Did you read that article?
I only read like the little snippets that were posted everywhere. I haven't had the time to like deep dive, but wow, that organization's a mess.
I know. it happens to Chris Paul again.
Yeah.
Like, this is like what?
So
What is this, like 7 years later?
What year was Sterling?
Because, by the way, this is going to be Donald Sterling 2.0, and the NBA is officially investigating it as of a little while ago.
Yeah, I want to say like 2013 was Donald Sterling. Maybe.
I think it was. It was definitely when Braun was still in my. I think it was 2014.
Yeah, it was 2013, 2014, something around there. I remember that. That was ridiculous.
That was unreal.
Yeah.
Actually, no. It was when Adam Silver's first year as commissioner. So.
What year was that?
Oh, it was 2014.
Nice. So you called it. I was 1 year off.
Yeah, you're 1 year off. That was awful, though.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was terrible.
I don't know how you'd get away with anything like that.
And he would have kept getting away with it too if the recorder wasn't there.
Yeah, if those meddling kids.
Yeah. But like, steering away from that, like, going back to like small market, like the Nationals, Washington's not a big market really, like compared to New York and whatnot. You're gonna compare. You're gonna put Washington, the capital of the country.
No, I just hope that they.
Actually, you're a Mets fan, but
yeah,
that's another example. I know you guys hate the Cardinals too. But
no, I would say the Washington's a bigger market than most other markets.
Well, let's think about it.
I think their teams are just not very good. I mean, the Nationals won the World Series. What was it, 2 years ago?
Yeah, that was a good run. That was a crazy run.
But like the Wizards stink.
Even when the Wizards were good,
the football team stinks.
The football team, but that's another thing, which I think
everyone. We don't need to go into the football team.
That's a lot of bad stuff has happened in sports recently.
Yeah, it's definitely hasn't been a good year in sports.
I mean, there's been some good. Like, I mean, the NBA. We had fun watching basketball.
Yeah, no,
the
for once, the NBA has been really fun to watch. I mean, the Knicks have been skidding for the last couple of games. We'll see if they can pull it back together.
I mean, the Heat have been on fire. No pun intended.
Oh, God. The Heat have been real good.
It's been like their games have been like, it's been fun. Like, you don't get like we literally we as if I'm on the team. The Heat literally played the Nets, and I was watching, and Harden tried to do whatever he does.
The whole game.
It didn't work.
Yeah.
And it was so funny.
And then he had the nerve to go into his post game and be like, "Man, the refs weren't giving us the calls today."
It's like they're not getting you the whole season.
They're not giving you the calls ever.
Yeah, that's it. It's done for. And it's like, thank goodness.
Yeah, no.
But I think
I said to Danny last year. Not last year. I mean, coming into this year, I said I didn't watch any basketball last year outside of the Knicks playoff run because it was unwatchable.
I think I watched almost every NBA playoff game. Just because I worked a lot, and when I get back, like, we had the TV on there. Shout out to Jersey Mike's too. Thank you for that.
It's one thing I'll give you, because you guys do have a TV at your job. I did not have a TV at my job.
It's for the customers though, but I would usually just at night, because by the time the game started, no one would be there.
Yeah.
Because it was it was after the dinner rush, so 9 people would be there. So I just throw on the game, and then that game would start, and the game would end, and then we'd close, and we'd finish closing, and I'd get home by the start of the second quarter, and then I'd just shower and then come back down and have the sandwich that I made after work.
Solid.
And then just watch games until because the Western Conference games too. I'd basically be watching playoff basketball till 2 a.m. It was great. It was the life.
Yeah.
I guess those 6 hours were.
You definitely had a much better go of it than I did. I was just busy all the time, and by the time I got home, I just wanted to collapse.
But no, it's been better this year, and I'm hopeful that it'll continue. Because the only player that's spoken out against it is Harden. Yeah. Every other player, like Draymond said, like I love this. I can actually watch basketball. Kuzma said it too. I mean, it's Kuzma, but you actually Kyle Kuzma.
Who?
What are you gonna, I don't know what you're gonna call him.
Who?
Kuzma.
I'm not familiar with the player.
Kyle Kuzma.
Yeah, I don't recognize that name. How have the Lakers been doing?
The Lakers they put it back together. Although LeBron is out indefinitely.
What happened strain. To him? Oh yeah. I was talking about that with Liam.
Yeah.
Because he read the injury as a funny name. It's like listed as like a rectus abdominal or something, and Liam was just like, I don't know. Yeah. You got a kick out of it.
But then LeBron's gonna be out for a week, but that's why you get Westbrook, because LeBron can be out for that week, and the Lakers will be fine, and they have been fine. I think
didn't someone call him Westbrook on air?
Derek Fisher did that.
Yeah, that was really funny. That was honestly, I have so much more respect for Derek Fisher now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even because it was Derek Fisher who had the. Do you remember that? What happened with that? It was Derek Fisher and some other player. They had like. I think they cheated or he cheated on Derek Fisher with Derek Fisher. I don't know. I gotta look it up. 1 second.
Was it Paul George?
No. It was
because I know Paul George did something like that. It was like Derek Fisher.
Oh, it was Matt Barnes and Derek Hughes.
Yeah, that's what it was.
They have. First of all, they have since buried the hatchet. That was the first thing that came up. They're all good now. But they had something going. I think Matt Barnes like went out with Derek Fisher's wife, or the other way around, something like that. Well, it was drama, but yeah. I don't know. I thought that was more significant.
I don't know. I know Paul George did something like that. He like got.
No, Paul George.
Yeah, he
it
was something with like someone's sister.
No, he went out with Doc Rivers' daughter.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, he went out with Doc's daughter.
I think he dumped her.
Yeah.
Then Doc Rivers coached him.
I love Paul George.
Yeah,
Paul George is my favorite player.
Yes.
Although playoff P was definitely
Hey, last year he was phenomenal.
He was great last year.
Great in the playoffs.
That 1 year, the pandemic P. Yeah, that was horrendous.
Porzingis kind of took the pandemic from Paul George.
Yeah.
That was not good. And he's on my fantasy team now, just sitting out because he's hurt. So that was not fun.
Could have told you not to draft that guy.
I needed a center or a power because I needed a power forward center.
Pengus.
I never heard of.
We drafted who?
He doesn't even have his green card.
Yeah, that was the only good thing.
Yeah,
that
Michael
guy
Rappaport. You stink.
Yeah.
I hate you.
You're bad.
Yeah.
Bad person.
Yeah. Do you remember when a Barstool had like a 10-minute diss track about him?
Yeah. I know.
I forget who wrote. Do you know who on Barstool wrote that?
I don't know who wrote it. I just remember that they didn't they hire him for like 2 days and then fired him like.
No, I think they were negotiating with him, and I think that he just asked for way too much money.
I thought it was deeper than that.
It might have been, and then like Rappaport like blasted them or whatever, and then you don't blast Barstool without
because you're just gonna get blown out.
Yeah, even if Barstool is in the wrong, if you blast them, it's just the way because their fans are just like crazy.
Yeah.
Like that. Which I mean. How do you feel about Barstool? Actually,
I'm not a big podcast person. I know a lot of you guys are. Are you a big podcast person?
I don't listen to any of the Barstool. The only Barstool podcast that I listen to.
I mean, in general.
Yes and no. Like I listen to a few, and obviously that's my major. Like I want to. So I guess I technically say yeah because I want to do it.
Like Liam and Jacob. Are other two friends.
They listen to Part of My Take, which actually is a good podcast.
Jacob listens to like every Barstool podcast.
Yeah. Well, he kind of works.
Yeah. So, like, for people who are big into podcasts, I can see them getting angry at Barstool a lot easier because I know that they say some inflammatory things. I, on the other hand, am strictly an in-class article reader. So I read like their like blog posts.
Okay.
And those are quite enjoyable. They do have some very good things, and it's like a whole diverse crowd of writers. Yeah. So like some of the chicks, they write some pretty good stuff, and then a bunch of it's mostly dudes because it's Barstool. But it'll be anything from like your average sports article to like rating Pokemon, like every Pokemon starter from
like best to worst.
Yeah, exactly. It's just really entertaining content to read, especially when you're bored out of your mind in like a marketing class. Because yeah,
I don't know. I see what you mean. I mean, I only listen to one of their podcasts, and like that's like very limited. Like, I mean, it's the only golf podcast out there that I know of with Frankie and Trent, who was on The Bachelor. He was the baggage guy.
Good God.
But and what's his name? Riggs. Riggs is there too. So it's them three, and I think forget who the last guy is. But I listen to them every now and then. The Pat McAfee show. I know you like them. Like, obviously people like them. Like him in doses.
Yeah, but, I can listen to Pat McAfee for maybe 2 minutes at a time.
Well, I mean, that's mainly the Aaron Rodgers interviews because I always find those interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like he mistreats.
Sometimes the callers are so bad.
Well, yeah, I can understand like horrendous calls, but they'll be like, "Oh, this guy said hi to me."
I don't know. I get it. I don't call, so I don't care.
Yeah.
And but I love their whole crew. There's a basketball podcast called Through the Wire that I listen to. With there's like 4 dudes on there. They just talk basketball and they're fun to listen to. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
The Low Post is another one. That's an ESPN podcast with Zach Lowe. That's a good one. And I don't really have a football podcast actually, or a baseball one. And I have a UFC podcast too, which is good. Yeah. Ariel Helwani's show is good for UFC.
Yeah, I can't do podcasts. I fall asleep. It's not even.
Well, that's what I do. Like, that's what I listen to mainly when I'm going to bed, or like when I'm like just chilling. Just like if I'm just like, if I don't want to watch something, but like I want to just like scroll through something, I'll have the podcast on my ears.
No, I get that. I mean, I feel like if I was going to listen to a podcast, it would be for like some sort of substance. But I feel I have such it's like almost like an audiobook to me.
Yeah, I want to try an audiobook. Actually.
Boring, really boring. Awful.
Really?
Yeah.
What book did you read?
I attempted to do. I can't remember exactly what book it was. It was for like a middle school like book report.
Oh, okay. So,
and because my parents were like, "Oh my God, we can't get this kid to sit down and read," because I couldn't
listen to it.
So they were like, "Oh, let's just get him an audiobook. Maybe we could try that." Literally, like, I had an easier time reading.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I read more. But that's what I'm doing now, actually. I'm taking an English class next semester solely to read. Just solely to get back into the habit of reading books.
Yeah. I mean,
because what better way?
It's probably going to turn into you just spark noting everything.
Yeah,
just like
but the point is I'm trying.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I feel like what better way than to get back into reading is literally reading.
Dude, you should have come with me to Davenport.
I didn't have a book.
We went to Barnes and Noble.
I know. I didn't find any book that interested me. There's like a Spartan book, and I was just like, eh.
Dude, you just buy a book and you go for it. You don't have to like.
The book that I want to get now is Dwayne Wade's autobiography, or Dwayne Wade's biography that just came out.
Yeah. See, I tried sports books. They don't do it. I'm a huge sports person. Sports books don't do it for me.
Nah, some of them back in the day were really good. Where like there was one, what was it? Like there's like a couple. I don't know how to specifically say it, but there's a couple. I forget the author, but there were a couple that were good. They had one about like shoeless Joe Jackson, or like hi Father Gerard. That is our school priest, and he's awesome.
I've never seen that guy before.
You've met him before.
Nope, not even once.
Really?
Not even once.
You've never met him?
I'm not very religiously active. So.
Still, he's always walking around on campus. You've never seen him talking to Murph?
Nope.
Really?
I haven't seen Murph a lot this year.
I mean, he's in Rice.
Yeah, exactly. So.
But no, he's been in that room a couple of times though, and like I'm sure the amount of times I've seen Ryan just walking around on campus and him just talking to Father Gerard.
If I see Murph, he's like going out for a run or something.
Yeah, I mean, he can't run now. Is he still running?
You know he runs year round.
Well, yeah, but
and with his back, he hurt his back.
Yeah, he hurt his back, and
he continues to do really dumb physical activity, and he doesn't listen to any of us when we tell him to stop. So,
I mean, also love Ryan too.
Oh yeah, no, I love Ryan.
Ryan's one of our closest friends, but
just needs to use this.
Yeah. You see the video of him?
Which one?
This is going into software. This might have been before we knew you, but
definitely before you knew me.
I wasn't there for this because I was on vacation. But he like tried to jump over the volleyball net.
A full-size volleyball net?
A full-size volleyball net. He tried to jump over it. When we get back to the room, ask
yeah,
Peter
I definitely want to see that.
Peter definitely has it, but
that sounds about Murph. That definitely sounds like a thing he would do.
I was just sitting on vacation and just get this video in the group chat and I just started dying.
Yeah, dude, that's ridiculous.
It was so funny. Oh my god.
What were we talking about before this?
Books, I guess.
Books? Oh yeah.
Reading or we went from podcast to books and then like audio books and whatnot.
Okay, I'm gonna end the podcast part with shout out Big Cat, Big Cat and Caleb Presley, two best people at Barstool. Everyone else, I'm about. Also, KFC, you're the worst.
Yeah, KFC is kind of wild. I always like scrolling through Instagram. And
every time I see the like 1 minute man thing, I just
I'll watch
never.
it.
I'll never watch any of them.
I'll find myself sometimes like agreeing with KFC. And I'm thinking like, do I really think this way, or should I think the other way?
If I sit on one of those posts for more than like 2 seconds, it's because I'm reading all the comments.
That's what. Yeah, it was like, KFC stinks or whatever.
Yeah, no, he's the worst because he is the worst.
He's the
worst. He's terrible
human
person.
Do you want to give me? We got like 10 minutes left. Do you want to talk about the album that you made me listen or told me to listen to?
What was it again?
It was. I think I told you off screen.
I know. I remember you said that you didn't like it, but I don't remember exactly what it was.
Hold on. I'm gonna turn down my volume too, so I don't get copyright striked.
Yeah, the Overlord's satellite strike. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was by Dance Gavin Dance.
Oh yeah, Dance Gavin Dance.
I couldn't make it through it.
Because I told you you're listening to it in the wrong setting.
Based on my activities that I do. First of all, too, actually you said it already. You described the album type again that it is.
Yeah,
it's kind of punk rock, but more so towards like.
It's on like the metal edge, kinda.
Yeah.
But it's closer to like My Chemical Romance than it is to like Slipknot.
Yeah. It's just not for me, dude. Like, there's not. I'm sure.
All right. Well, this is an album where it's like, it's not quite like hard rock, but there's moments where the singer does like screaming.
I don't like that at all.
And I told Danny, I remember telling you this because now it's coming back to me. I said this is my gym music.
Yes, and I see why it's your gym music.
And you went, oh, I'm probably not gonna like it then. And I said it's because you listen to these albums in your bed. If you listen to Dance Gavin Dance in your bed, you're a psychopath.
I should see why. I got to like a song and a half, and I'm just like, my ears are gonna fall.
Yeah, no, you're a psychopath if you listen to that in your bed.
I mean, I haven't had any free minute to go to the gym until 7
Dude,
minutes.
Play basketball.
What's what I'm doing in 7 minutes?
Yeah, I know. We're gonna go play basketball. Right? I'm probably gonna come.
Sweet.
Yeah,
we're gonna be. Jacob Krugman's gonna be there too. Also, Jacob Krugman's podcast. On top of that, phenomenal. That is a great podcast.
I've never listened to it because I don't listen to podcasts, but I do love Coop. So
yeah, shout out to Coop. His podcast is phenomenal.
What are you talking about? Oh yeah,
the music,
dude. You have to be like doing stuff. You can't be sitting still.
Even if I was not sitting still, though, I feel like I would. It's just not for me. Like
it like activates something in you when you're like lifting or like running. It just gets me going.
For you, I'm sure it has an effect for you, and I'm happy you like it. But for me, it's just
different. Something I've noticed is that different types of music require different contexts.
Well, yeah, I mean, like for example, like if you're walking, or like if you're. I guess it varies on mood and what you're doing. Yeah. Like if I'm just like sitting around playing like 2K or whatever, I want to listen to music that's just background music and I can just hang out and listen to.
If I'm just sitting down, I'll listen to like R&B, like some cool,
something like relaxing.
Relaxing stuff. If I'm walking around, I'll listen to like some 90s hip hop, something that gets a little pep in your step, and you get moving, enjoy your walk. If I'm working out, it's that stuff of the sort. But yeah, you have to accommodate. That's something I've realized because that's helped me branch out my music taste quite a bit over time. Because I used to only listen to hip hop and 80s rock because I was raised on 80s rock, and I discovered hip hop on my own from Lil Wayne's "A Milli." Yeah, one of the best songs ever made. You can debate me on that all you want.
Also 6'7", another one of the best songs ever made. Remember First Day?
Oh yeah, we were listening
Day.
to 6'7".
6'7".
We were going word for word. But yeah, it's just things. You have to place yourself somewhere, and then once you do, at least for me, the first time I listened to something like that, because my brother he like loves all that music, so he sends me like those songs all the time, and when he first started doing it, I was like, I like the instrumentation. I like the other singer, and I was like, I hate the screaming, because like we're going to a concert in December, Hot Mulligan concert. You have no idea who that is. Yes. Me and my brother are, and when he first sent me their music, I think it was last year. I said, I was like, this guy's screaming, and it sounds like he's gonna pull a muscle every time he yells, and I was like, I like everything else. I hate it when he screams. And my brother, all he said was, "That's the best part, though." And I didn't realize it. And then I went to the gym. I went to the gym and I listened to the music, and it just clicked. And I all of a sudden I understood everything.
I mean, also I guess playing basketball, hearing just screaming in you, that's not gonna work for me either. I'd have to actually be like lifting.
No, I mean, when I play basketball, I mean, because you said physical activity that you do, so basketball is something that you do often. Like I listen to a lot of hip hop while I play
basketball. I listen to like hip hop or like, I mean, first of all, too, we just disagree on this. I'm a country guy. You're not.
Yeah.
Because sometimes there's some nights.
Like, no, there. Again, this is my context thing. Yeah. Country music has its place.
Like I'd say, like summer nights at the beach. Yes. Country music.
That's a great place for country music. It's phenomenal. Backyard barbecue. Great place for country music. Playing basketball. Not a great place for country music.
Some country songs hit, honestly. Some of them do.
I can't. I physically can't bring myself to. And I told you, I don't hate country music. I do not. I just most of the context that I'm in day to day, country music does not fit in that.
Fair. All right, but with 2 minutes left.
Oh, yeah, album.
You gotta pick something.
I'm gonna give you something that was just re-released, which was also one of the first hip hop albums I listened to in full as a kid.
Okay, so this is not gonna be Full Metal Screaming.
No. I'm gonna get you back on the hip hop path because you liked the last hip hop album.
Yeah, James Blake was solid as a rock solid album.
Not even that. I was going back to Isaiah Rashad.
Rashad was good.
James Blake, you got to get really sad and then listen to that album again. I promise. Yeah. That's the context for that.
I think when I listened to it the first time, I think I was pretty down something with the school or whatever.
No, you have a chick break your heart. Listen to that James Blake album, dude. Hits. Where was it? Oh, album. So this is one of the first hip hop albums I listened to in full. It was never out officially on streaming platforms until last week, and that is "Live Love ASAP" by A$AP Rocky. I'm sure you know A$AP Rocky.
I do know A$AP Rocky. I actually like him too. That's the thing. He's solid.
I guarantee you've never heard this before because it's not on major platforms. Yeah, but now it is. They just re-released it.
What's it called?
Live Love ASAP.
Live Love ASAP.
It was his first mixtape that put him on the scene.
Was it a SoundCloud album?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Because it wasn't out everywhere. It's like widely regarded as one of the greatest mixtapes of all time.
All right.
So,
I haven't listened to many mixtapes actually. Usually, I just listen to the albums.
Well, I mean, mixtape, album, LP, EP. That's what I mean. It's all just a name.
But usually, unless it's on the platform, I don't really listen to it.
Yeah. So now it's on Spotify. He released it on the 10-year anniversary.
So it came out in 2011.
Came out in 2011. Yeah, we were kids then. So and in my opinion, because I went back through it because it
Well,
re-released.
it's the first one.
Yeah, so when it re-released, I front to back, it's aged so well. It's aged so well, and you can see like the inspiration that it's had on other like artists. So I think you're gonna have
I feel like
an enjoyable list. I feel like some songs you're gonna question me.
No, I can tell you this right now. I'm more optimistic, like 5 times more optimistic going into this album than into the last one.
Yeah.
The last one, no.
Oh no, this section is supposed to be Danny tries new things, so I'm getting you more comfortable with this one, and then I might come back with some new stuff next week.
All right. Well,
call it.
That's a wrap.
That is a wrap.
We got to get to the courts.
Yes.
We're actually Jacob Koopman's going to be at the courts too. That's what I was.
Yeah, you said that.
ADHD.
Yeah. ADHD.
Thank you guys for listening. We'll be back next week.
Yep.
And hopefully we'll be talking more Mike White.
Yeah. Please,
Mike.
Please play good tonight.
Please, we love you.
Oh, I love Mike White. Hall of Famer, baby.
Sir.